Welcome back. At the end of October 2015, the pristine Eagleton Golf Village, located 30-odd kilometers from Bengaluru, played host to the second edition of the PGTI and Asian Development Tour co-sanctioned Take Solutions India Masters. American Greg Moss rediscovered some of his best form after carding a scintillating 10-under par 62 to take the opening round honours. Moss's solid round would have broken the course record set by local ace Anirban Lahiri if not for the preferred lies in play. The 29-year-old Moss, who is also an avid competitive eater, sank 10 birdies against no bogeys to grab a two-shot lead over local hope and one-time Asian Tour winner Himmat Rai. Title holder Chikka Rangappa, compatriot Rashid Khan and Japan's Masaru Takahashi were among the 6 players bunched in third place following matching 65s to trail the leader by 3 strokes.
Didn't get off to much of a start. It was just kind of plodding away, made a couple pars to open it up, and then just started making, I was either hitting it close or making a putt from 30 feet. It was just kind of everything after the 7th hole just went. It was I've said it before when I had a 62 earlier in the year, but it was kind of a blur.
Bengaluru-based Trishul Chinnappa, Gurgaon's Shubhankar Sharma and Sri Lanka's N. Thangaraja were the other 3 players tied for the 3rd position. A shot further back at 6 under 66 were 4 other players, which included Vikrant Chopra, Ashok Kumar, Naman Davar and Anura Rohana. Order of merit leader K.C. OToole of the United States returned with a 68 to tie in 17th position to stay in the mix. Abhishek Jha was 2 shots further back, while Chirag Kumar carded a 1 under 71. 24-year-old American K.C. OToole came into the tournament week in Bengaluru as the top ADT player of the season. Despite failing to make the grade at the Asian Tour Q School earlier in 2015, OToole had gradually risen through the ranks, making a mark for himself on the tour.
The biggest thing was coming over here is if I didn't get on the main tour, there was a tour I could play on that would progress my career. And back home, I didn't have any status on any main tour, so I just didn't want to go around and play the mini tours that were leading nowhere. I felt like I knew a couple guys that had came over here and had success, and just to see how their careers kind of progressed by coming to Asia, that's what drew me over here. There's a lot of really good opportunities over here if you play well.
OToole started to register good performances in the last few events of 2014, and those spilled over to this year, helping him reach the top of the rankings.
I started to see some growth in my game, and so I was looking forward to coming over this year. And Q School didn't go how I wanted it to. I was a little bummed out on that, but I think from the end of last year on through this year, I've seen my game just gradually get better. So I'm hoping, like I said, to finish this year off well and look forward to next year. I've just kind of played really consistent. I haven't won yet this year, and so going forward, to me, I don't think about winning all that much. I just want to, what I was doing so well is just focusing on myself and trying to play as well as I could play each and every day. And I didn't really worry about where I finished at the end of the week. So I think that's going to be key for me.
It's always a tough ask for any overseas golfer to play in Asian conditions, and OToole had to familiarize himself pretty quickly after his move to this part of the world.
I've just adapted to different, like you say, each week is different out here. And it's one of the things I like is that each week you're playing in a different country on different grass with, different conditions. And I think just the more you play, the more you learn to adapt. And I've done a really good job of that this year, just adapting to different conditions.
One of the biggest moments in OToole's golfing career came in 2013 when the Alabama golfer qualified for the US Amateur.
Fairly good college career, but I was nothing special. I didn't have any big wins or anything like that. And then I started playing really well this summer before turning pro, and just kind of qualifying the way I did for the US Amateur kind of just was some validation that, hey, you're working on the right things, you're moving in the right direction. And that kind of, just gave me a lot of confidence when I turned pro.
Playing on the ADT has been a great learning experience for OToole, who has seen the tour grow immensely in the 2 years he has plied his trade on it.
Even from last year to this year, the competition level on the ADT has gotten a lot better. And the caliber of player you're seeing is a lot better. And I think you're seeing that through guys that have kept their card on the ADT, have started to play really well on the Asian Tour. So I think the competition's getting better. I think it's growing. I think the money's getting better. And I think it's, like I said, I think it's a great tour, and it's a great progression to the Asian Tour. Coming over, you always wonder what it's going to be like and how people are going to accept you, but I've been lucky. I've met so many great people, and I've had so many great experiences. And it's been good for me, too, to come over and to experience the different cultures and see how different people, live and how they get around. And it's been, like I said, it's been a great experience, but it's been a lot of fun, too. And, I get to play golf. I get to travel the world and play golf, and it's awesome.
The American golfer has a long way to go in his pursuit of his golfing dreams, but having chosen a promising tour like ADT has certainly set him on the right path.
The key for me is just, there's obviously, I'm doing a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things that could be better. And I think the focus for me is just to get a little bit better every single year. And I've heard a lot of guys say that. And so I just want to see my game and my, every facet of my game just get a little bit better every year. And if I do that, then I think, in a few years down the road, I'll have I can have a really good career.
Action continues on the other side of the break, and we meet the Bengaluru boys who are creating waves on the Indian golfing stage.